Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caleb Michael, and today I would like to do my final project on romantic comedies. Romantic comedies are a great genre of film, in my personal opinion, maybe even the best. I personally have written one myself, but of course, it's been in the vault for years. I just now got into film school, and so the name of mine is Love and Probation. It's based off of true events that happened in my life. It's quite a story. I'm not going to share that story with you just now, but that is my idea for a romantic comedy that I'm working on. And I would like to talk about how romantic comedies have kind of changed over the years. Uh, I've been reading a book. It's called From Hollywood with Love, and it's by Scott Meslow. It's a very good book. Um, I'm not done with the book yet. I've only gotten halfway through it, but I did read a few chapters so far. One of the chapters that I really like to talk about the most is the one that talks about Pretty Woman and talks about Julia Roberts. Now, the movie was called 3000 uh, originally. The script was written. It was called 3000, and there was a lot of people who turned down the film before Richard Gere picked it up, and it was actually produced through Disney, which was kind of surprising to me because it was about a prostitute and a businessman. But I will focus on the setting of the movie. The setting of the movie basically takes place in a city, as you know. So the businessman falls in love with the prostitute. Okay. Now, I don't want to say that businessmen fall in love with prostitutes every day, but to me, that sounds like average city life. Like that's something that happens in a city every day. I doubt they're falling in love, but we know this happens in cities every day. And so, with the setting being that, um, I would like to talk about another movie that I watched here recently, which was called Anyone But You, starring Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. Now, I think the difference between romantic comedy then and romantic comedy now is the fact that we have more culture differences in our rom-coms now than we had before. And I think that the setting being in the city, that's a basic setting, everyday life sort of setting. And they do, like in the Glenn Powell movie, it was a more fantastic setting. They were on vacation, they're in another country, they're by the ocean, they're, in a more fantastic setting than they are in the older films. But the chemistry between a man and a woman is what makes a good romantic comedy. I believe that with my soul. And there was no other like Richard Gere and Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. That shows a picture of them, a drawn picture of them there. And so I personally, being the old school guy that I am, I feel like the older rom-coms are a little bit better than the ones that we have now. No offense to the ones that are being made now, because they are still good. They are still very entertaining. But I feel like the chemistry and the settings back then were a little better than they are now. Thank you for your time.